Hey y'all, real quick video. This is to all of our medical patients and customers starting off in Santa Cruz. We're running into a situation where we have people starting to wonder why they can't find JADE Nectar at certain cannabis dispensaries that they used to shop at, and we're no longer there. So I need to explain a few things, and I'm not trying to talk trash or get into the drama of business and the industry and such. But we have a responsibility and our loyalties to our medical patients and our customers who appreciate JADE Nectar and consume JADE Nectar and want to continue to be able to find it. So I have to let you know what's going on. First of all, we'll start here in Santa Cruz, then we'll move to Monterey, and then we'll move to the Davis-Dixon area, and I'll explain what's going on. And again, trying to keep this positive, but also going to be real. Okay, so first of all, here in Santa Cruz, Kind People's. They used to be the biggest dispensary that we worked with, so we had a great relationship with them, and that goes back over 10 years. A few years ago, Kind People's, the original local owners, sold to an out-of-state sort of venture capital franchisee private equity company, and ever since then, it just hasn't been the same. So right off the bat, need to tell you, we're no longer at Kind People's, and that's by our own decision. We decided to pull our product, and not trying to be mean to them, but it was not a healthy relationship, so we decided to terminate that. So now for you guys, the customers and medical patients, we need to let you know where to find it. So here in Santa Cruz, we are at the Treehouse, we're at the Hook, we're at Creekside in Boulder Creek. I just almost fell down the hill. And then we're also at Santa Cruz Naturals. So Treehouse, the Hook, Creekside, Santa Cruz Naturals. Oh, and also Surf City. It's a small little dispensary across the street from Home Depot. That used to be Granny Perp's building a long time ago. So they're all carrying JADE Nectar. Now they have different, not all of them carry our full line. So you want to call and check in to see if they have the tincture you're looking for. But what's going on, the bigger picture is just throughout the entire cannabis industry now. Independent, locally owned dispensaries, there's a huge trend right now that a lot of them are just kind of hanging on for dear life. So they're basically distressed assets, and they're then selling to these big private equity, venture capital, corporate consolidation franchises. So you'll start seeing throughout California that more and more of your local dispensaries now all of a sudden have some franchise brand on them. Or sometimes what they do is the franchise or private equity venture capital firm will buy the dispensary, but they keep the original local name because they know that there's local loyalty and branding that's happened with that dispensary, so they won't publicize that it's new ownership. But that's what's going on. But what happens when these bigger franchisee private equity companies buy a dispensary is, one, they no longer care about local brands. They don't care about small brands really. But the biggest problem is a lot of them are extremely predatory in the way that they work with vendors. And a lot of them just actually intentionally just don't pay vendors or don't pay small vendors or actually treat the vendors. What they do is they demand the vendor supply product up front, and then they say, oh, we'll pay you in 30 days. And then after 30 days, you're like, hey, where's our payment? We gave you the product, you're already selling it, so can you pay us, please? We're a small company, we need to pay our bills. Can you please reciprocate? And then that's when the process starts of them making excuses, then they don't pay, and then it goes on and on and on. And a lot of times they just won't even pay you. Luckily, we're pretty aware of predatory practices, and we haven't been burned, or if they try and burn us, we out them through certain ways, and then they pay us. So anyway, we're not a doormat. We know how to stand up for ourselves and make sure we're taken care of. But so here in Santa Cruz, kind peoples, not trying to be mean to them, but we pulled our product just because we got tired of begging to get paid. And they're no longer locally owned, and it's no longer the same spirit in our opinion. So we'd rather work with locally owned, independent dispensaries who respect us and fulfill their agreements that we have, so we can continue to run our operation. And so anyway, again, so Santa Cruz people, the Hook, or excuse me, the Treehouse, the Hook, Santa Cruz Naturals, Creekside in Boulder Creek, very cool dispensary if you're in Boulder Creek, and then also Surf City, something or other, they're across the street from Home Depot. So that's who we're working with. Now, as far as Monterey Bay area, like Seaside Marina, a few years ago, we also were working with a shop called Higher Level. Awesome. They were wonderful. Customers loved it. The Higher Level, the local owners, there's a thing called COD where they pay COD, cash on delivery. So we bring in the product, they pay us right there. They don't treat us like a bank who's loaning them interest-free, fronting them product without any collateral, and then hoping they'll actually pay us back. So anyway, Higher Level, absolutely wonderful relationship. Customers were happy, but then another one of these private equity groups called Gold Flora purchased Higher Level, and the second Gold Flora took over the accounting, instantly, no longer COD. Now they said 30-day terms, we'll pay you in 30 days. Then of course, once 30 days hit, we still didn't have the money, and then we started to have to do this whole like begging to get paid. They weren't actually going to pay us, and it turns out they burned a lot of folks, and they're now bankrupt. They're in receivership, so they've gone completely down in flames. They owe tons of people tons of money, and they're just a disaster. So anyway, we went on a blacklist, so people on Instagram know, and we started commenting about how we hadn't been paid by Gold Flora, and their executives found out about that and started messaging me, and I'm like, hey man, I'm letting people know you guys aren't fulfilling your end of the bargain. So yeah, we're not going to do this quietly. We're going to let other people know. So the next day they actually wired us the funds, and then we just, yeah, we're not interested in working with predators or people who don't hold up their end of the bargain. So anyway, Higher Level, that's what happened. We're no longer there either, because we refuse to enable or work with these venture capital private equity companies who really, I think, this is a bigger problem than just cannabis. It's happening everywhere, and it's just kind of eroding. It creates a race to the bottom, lack of choice, sort of like monopoly light situation where everything gets consolidated, and consumer choice goes down, and then it becomes just a race to the bottom crap show. So anyway, Monterey, Big Sur Cannabotanicals in Carmel, and Rare Earth, I think they're called, in Seaside, still carries JADE NECTAR. We may work with someone else, but unfortunately in Marina and Seaside, it's all franchise dispensaries at this point. And it's like shopping mall franchises who own 15 or 20 stores throughout California, and they could care less about small brands or local or anything. Now, Dixon Davis. So anyway, there you go. If you're in the Monterey Bay area, though, probably, check out Big Sur Cannabotanicals or Rare Earth in, I think they're Seaside or Marina, I can't even remember. Now, Dixon Davis. We had another company there called 420 F Street. They're a dispensary, and they were also called Club 420, I think, in Dixon. They just got purchased by Artistry, which is another, I think, out of LA, corporate consolidated franchise, venture capital, private equity company who's buying up all these distressed asset dispensaries. So we had a great relationship up in Davis, Dixon with those shops, 420 F Street and Club 420. They just got purchased by Artistry, and when we showed up for delivery of product just this week, actually, and we were giving them what's called COD discount. We actually share the love. If the shop pays us up front, we try and share that love with them and pass that savings to the shop and to the customer. But we showed up with our COD pricing discount, and they informed us while we were delivering the product to them that, oh, by the way, yeah, we're now with the new owners, we're not paying COD, we're on terms. And so our delivery driver called me, and I was like, I've seen this movie before. Okay, so the private equity firm has now bought these dispensaries, and now I'm gonna have to, they're not paying up front, and now we're gonna have to haggle and beg to get paid, and so forget it. So we just right there said, forget it. We're not supporting that. We're not enabling that. We don't want to be a part of it. It's bad vibes. It's really bad. So anyway, we pulled our product. We said no thank you and just took the product back and drove away. So anyway, so for you guys in Davis and Dixon, just so you know, we're no longer at those shops. They may still have some inventory from a while ago that they actually paid us for. And again, it's not about the money, but we have bills to pay. And if a shop tries ripping us off or tries to treat us like an interest-free loan, and then, you know, we have to beg to get paid, that's just, we can't pay our bills if we're treated that way, and it's just not fair to us to do that. We didn't get into the cannabis industry to be trampled on by private equity predators. So anyway, so we're not there, but if there's a shop in Davis-Dixon area who pays COD, who treats their vendors with respect and holds up their end of the bargain, yeah, we moved a lot of JADE Nectar in that area. So let us know. We'd be happy to work with you. There's other shops like in Nevada City and areas that are a little further than that that we still work with. But this is, yeah, you guys want to know about products and cannabis and how cool it is, and that's what we really want to share. We want to share all the positive stuff with you, but there's some really just ugly, soul-crushing things happening within the industry and how the industry is structured that gave all the power to the retailers. So it's created a massive imbalance that unfortunately that power imbalance is being abused and kind of is predatory, and it's making it very hard for the vendors. Luckily, we're cracking the matrix because we now have our own on-farm dispensary where we're only selling our products that we create, but so we have other options. But that's what's going on. So really just want to communicate to you all, the customers, we appreciate you, and sorry it's getting harder to find our products, but we really, honestly, we just can't find a happy, safe place of dispensaries to work with, because yeah, they're all being bought up by these private equity firms who profit driven, predatory. They want to take advantage. They know they are the only place that the products can be sold, so unfortunately they're leveraging that and abusing their power and leverage in the market against the small farmers and the small vendors. So, and we're not going to be a part of that, and we're not going to beg to get on a shelf. We're not going to beg to get paid, and I don't think you guys as a customer would want to enable or continue that vibe either. So, so anyway, in closing, if you appreciate Jade Nectar, you're trying to find the Jade Nectar tinctures that work for you, and you can't find them, please send us an email. Our email address is on our website, jadenectar.com, and we will try and find a dispensary within range that you can still get the products at. And this is also why we're not really outside the Bay Area, because the entire industry it's predatory, and people are getting ripped off left and right, and then they go out of business and just take everyone down with them. It's bleak, it's dystopian, apocalyptic, and I'm sorry to say it, but that is the reality, and we don't want to be a part of that. So just send us a message. We'll try and get you hooked up. We're also going to have our own on-farm dispensary. If you're willing to travel, we can get you taken care of. There's still a lot of good shops that still are doing things right and respecting us. But who knows? We also have a medical patient shipping bill that's sitting on the governor's desk right now. We're praying he will actually sign this, because the medical patients, they are really getting screwed right now in this private equity, corporate consolidation cannabis industry. They can't find the medicine they need, so we're trying to just ship it directly to their house to solve that issue. But anyway, so we're trying to crack the matrix and create an actual free market where the consumers and patients have choice and options. So we're working on that, but in the time being, just reach out to us, send us an email if you're having a problem trying to find it, and we'll try and figure out a solution for you. So anyway, hope that makes sense. Trying to stay positive, but also have to let folks know what's going on. We're not going out of business. We're still making all of our products. It's just getting harder and harder to find trustworthy, reliable partners who reciprocate and treat us fairly. So, but we're working on it. Peace.